What's up, peoples? This is a rant. I really have no idea what I'm gonna say, but I know I had to make a video today because I said I was gonna keep putting out content, and I'm just gonna smoke this blunt with y'all and see what we come up with. But I know I want to talk about water signs being blameless part three. I do know that much. So that the name of this video is Water Signs Blameless Part 3. Now, I made a lot of rants about water signs, obviously, and I put out the more videos I put out, the more comments I get on the pages. So hope you guys can understand that, like, as I keep putting out more content, I get more comments that makes the information evolve, and I learn more things and more different angles and perceptions about, perspectives about the things that I'm saying. So I want to talk about water signs being blameless in that um, I've noticed that with a lot of water signs, you got to find yourself saying, "Hey, I'm not against you. I'm not the enemy." If you dealing with water signs, you must. This is some key shit dealing with water signs, and they're like, especially when they fuck up, and you got to confront them. They gonna make you feel like you fucked up for even. You can even play this video for them, and it still won't even work. But like, you could. A water sign will always make you feel like you fucked up for just even confronting them, even when they be blatantly wrong. Like you don't even have to do nothing wrong. You can even ask them like, okay, literally, what did I do wrong in this situation? Like water signs have this sense of entitlement that 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 will make them, like, you know what I'm saying, like they won't even fuck with you. They won't even have a reason not to fuck with you, but they just won't fuck with you because like they just feel like they be entitled to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I see this shit so many times. Like, I was talking to a couple of my friends of mine. I see this shit like they like I know a chick, right? You know what I'm saying? She was trying to go Section 8. My she's a Pisces chick. There we go. You know what I'm saying? It was this Pisces chick. You know what I'm saying? Now she was trying to get a motherfucking welfare. What is it? Fucking house. What's the shit you get a certificate for the house and shit? What is that shit? Welfare? Section 8. She was on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? Now her coworker, she came to her coworker was like, coworker, I'm fucked up. I got 2 kids. I'm trying to like get in this crib. I need somewhere to stay. I'm fucked up. I ain't got nowhere to stay. So her social worker felt sorry for her, like they always do with Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Preying on people's emotions. She got a lick. She found her house quick as hell and bypassed the whole. Like they supposed to inspect the house. Before you move in there for the state. You know what I'm saying? They bypassed the whole inspection process for her because she made it seem like it was the situation was so desperate. Her coworker basically did her a favor and got her in without no inspection process, nothing. Like she was in this house quick as hell. She did her a favor. Come to find out, you know what I'm saying, a couple months later, you know what I'm saying, the Pisces chick, she slip and fall and break her motherfucking leg on the stead. You know what I'm saying? Now, she turned around and tried to sue the city. You know what I'm saying? For not inspecting the house type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, social worker like, man, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute, you gonna try to sue us now that you didn't fail and broke your foot? Now you gonna try to sue us because we didn't inspect the house? She's like, yeah, y'all supposed to inspect the house. She don't even see the, like. I'm like, Joe, are you not seeing? Like, I noticed this a lot of times. Like water signs, they'll try to sue a motherfucker quick. Like they always talking that lawsuit shit. Like they try to sue motherfuckers left and right. You know what I'm saying? So she tried to sue a social worker for not inspecting the house, even though she basically did her a favor. Ended up backfiring on her ass. Social worker got her kicked off of motherfucking Section 8. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying, it was some bullshit. It was some bullshit. The reason it was some bullshit. The reason they kicked her off, but it was like it was whatever they could find to get her off this shit. And like that's what I was trying to explain. I was like, you a fucking liability. Don't nobody want to do you no favor and shit. And like they trying to kick you. Of course they trying to kick you off this shit. They gonna find whatever reason to kick you off. And she's still trying to fight that whole shit. She trying to go get a lawyer and do all of this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you was not fucking serious saying shit. Like I was talking to a water sign. You know what I'm saying? A cancer today. They was telling me saying shit like how they get into it with their boss. You know what I'm saying? Over some shit. I'm like, Joe. She tell me, you know what I'm saying, she go to work, you know what I'm saying, and she work for the schools. You know what I'm saying? Just like my sister, she a cancer, you know what I'm saying? My wife, same shit, she a cancer. You know what I'm saying? They all these motherfuckers are teachers. They all work for, you know what I'm saying, Chicago school system. You know what I'm saying? And like all three of these motherfuckers got fired for where the fuck they was at. You know what I'm saying? They fired my sister because, you know what I'm saying, she had a she was living in, like, mind you, she was like high up in the fucking Chicago public schools, whatever the fuck they call that shit. Like she had fucking hella rank, and she got dropped because like she was living in the burbs and like had a fake address and shit. You see what I'm saying? And like, man, I can't even explain to you like how fucked up this shit is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Her whole motherfucking, that whole shit is fucked up. Like, she got married to this dude, you know what I'm saying? She had a house that my grandmother had gave her. Like, she never even worked for this fucking house, you know what I'm saying? But she had a house that my grandmother gave her. You know what I'm saying? She got married to this dude. Dude thinking, okay, well, he gonna move in with her and like, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna have to work as much, you know what I'm saying? Because the house paid off. She like, no, we gonna move to the burbs. He was, what the fuck you mean we gonna move to the burbs? He's like, we already got a fucking house. Why the fuck would we do that? So she basically convinced him to move. And then mind you, like fucking not even 6 months later, they fucking divorced and she moved back into the house, which is so fucking crazy. Cause like when she moved out to this house, that's when the Chicago schools found out she wasn't living in the fucking city and she was living in the burbs, so they fucking kicked her out. She got in trouble and they ended up sending her to like the shittiest school in the whole fucking city type shit, like in that side of the city. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time she was trying to get a union rep, she was trying to fight, she was trying to expose motherfuckers. It was like this is the same shit the other chick was telling me today. She was when got a union rep. It was some shit like she was supposed to. She saying she worked for the schools. You can punch in any of the schools. So like she dropped her kid off at one school and she worked at another school, but she was punching in at the school that she was dropping her son off because she didn't have enough time to get from that school to this school. So she's punching over that. And then you know she was at school and you know what I'm saying motherfuckers was looking for her at school. They couldn't find her. You know what I'm saying? So her supervisor's like, damn, all these people keep coming, you looking for her. Let me go pull her motherfucking shit. And she pulled up shit and came to find out. That's when she seen. She was like, man, she punching in at a whole nother motherfucking school. So she pulled her aside. Was like, man, is you punching in at a whole nother school? And she was like, yeah, you know, I don't have enough time. This is that. You see what I'm saying? Woo, like she, but she didn't. That's what I was trying to tell her. I was like, Joe, you not making it known that you understand where these people is coming from. Like you turning this into a back and forth situation. Like this woman is doing her job. She pulled your file and seen a bunch of bogus shit. You think she wanted to come at you and tell you that, like, man, I see all this bogus shit. You think she wanted to do that? Hell no. Like you supposed to like, it's a culture here. You supposed to make it known, not just say, okay, I'm sorry. Like, okay, well, I said I'm sorry. It's like, no, that's not what the fuck you turn it into some back and forth, I'm sorry, worker boss type situation. It's like, man, like a dude once had told me, he said, if you try to sue the city, you're not gonna sue the city because you're not gonna find a lawyer that's gonna want to represent you because you don't understand that like that lawyer that's gonna represent you know these lawyers, like he know the prosecutor, he know the judge, like behind closed doors, he said it's what's called like a good old boys club. I mean, like all these motherfuckers know each other. In court, it's just like a fucking this drama for the people to see. But like behind closed doors, all these motherfuckers know each other. So if you try to sue the city, you're saying, little do you know, like your lawyer kind of worked for the city. Like he went to the same school, he went to the same bar. They all took the same bar. Like these motherfuckers know each other. Like so, it's just like basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Back in college, like these motherfuckers all knew each other, and then they all went to the majors, and then they know each other. They played each other in the fucking majors. So like these motherfuckers have known each other for years, type shit. So like you're not gonna sue the city. So like you don't understand there's an inside culture here, you know. And she got a break, you know, like the first time she got in trouble, you know what I'm saying? That was the first time she got in trouble, you know what I'm saying? And I told her, I was like, man, your supervisor gave you a pass. What did you do to say thank you that you got a pass? Nothing. You see what I'm saying? And I already knew that. You know what I'm saying? Like a friend of mine, he told me that, you know what I'm saying, his brother is a water sign. You see what I'm saying? And this motherfucker, like, literally did some stupid shit. And, you know what I'm saying, was got away with it, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, motherfucker, I know, I'm like, Joe, did he go back and reconcile with the motherfuckers that he fucked up with? And he was like, nope. And I was like, all right, how the fuck did I know that shit? You know what I'm saying? And and you know, this is a pattern that I see in water signs, and they're like, you'll get them a break, you'll get them a pass, and like they won't do nothing to come back later on and show you like, man, you know what, I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, breaking out, I was slipping, I was fucking like you walk away feeling like shit for even confronting them. Like that's the shit that they do. Like they got this sense of entitlement And like I say, man, well, they just blameless. Like I got a concept called the slinky. You know what I'm saying? The slinky is like you're seeing a slinky going down the stairs. It's like sheen, 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 sheen. Like it's literally like an exchange with a water sign. It's like the shit is going down the motherfucking stairs. It's not going up to the shit. It's a conversation. It's a back and forth conversation. Literally just going down the motherfucking stairs because it's like they not listening to learn. They not listening to understand where you come from. They not listening with the intention like, man, hey, we all on the same team. Hey, I'm not the enemy. Hey, I'm not against you. They not listening like that. Like they listening literally like, what are you against me? How dare you even fucking go against me? How dare you say me? Like, how dare you say this? And it's like, okay, well, I'll give you the pass, and then you give them the pass, and they don't even, you know what I'm saying? They don't even like, man, they don't do shit for you. Like, they won't even come back and make you even make it known, like, okay, I see where you was coming from. I was kind of tweaking. Like, they won't do none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? They be feeling like they trying to get away with murder. Literally. Like, you know what I'm saying? You look at the murder cases, like, you look at O.J. Simpson, July 9th. You look at Jodi Arias, July 9th. You look at their responses to the way they came out. Like, O.J. got some shit out called If I Did It. Which I don't know if you've ever seen this video. He's talking about, oh yeah, well, it wasn't me. It was me and somebody else, this guy named Charlie. And me and Charlie hypothetically stuck in, and hypothetically this happened, and hypothetically. It's like, Joe, what the fuck, nigga, do you know how stupid you sound? Betty Broderick. You know, like I said in the other video, watch her justify why she killed her husband. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there crying all on the stand. Oh, I did this in my whole life, and I sent him to school, and I paid all this. Like, okay, like she had this sense of entitlement. Like, motherfucker, you owe me. You fucking with me. So she killed the motherfucker. Like in her mind, it's like she's the victim. Like she's the fucking victim here. Like, motherfucker, you killed your ex husband, and you the victim. She, you know what I'm saying? She came out talking about he was abusing her and all type of same shit Jodi Arias did with her testimony. She came out saying her boyfriend was abusing. He wasn't abusing her. Like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers will say anything. You gotta watch this shit. Like, when I say they'll say anything, it's like you have to start expecting anything from. They'll say anything but something that's going to make you legitimately feel like they understand where you coming from and they understand why you saying what you saying. They gonna make you sound ridiculous. Like by the time this shit over, and like it'll be blatantly fucking wrong. Like I said, like the chick who came in and had to check the workers, she like, motherfucker, you checking in at a whole nother school. You know what I'm saying? But I already knew, like by the time the exchange was over, you know what I'm saying, the boss gonna feel like she was bogus for even coming at you. Like the boss gonna be like, okay, I need to start keeping tabs on this motherfucker, cause like I'm sitting there trying to tell this motherfucker that they fucking up, and like they sitting there coming up with literally every fucking excuse of like they making me sound like it's like what the fuck didn't I tell you? Then I said, well, yeah, it's not a big deal. You said it's like, Joe, you're not hearing what the fuck I'm saying. You cannot do. Okay, I get it. I'm not saying it's not a big deal. Okay, fine, it's fine, I'm fine. It's not. It's like, Joe, don't make me feel like I'm ridiculous for checking you. Like this the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? You ain't saying shit like, man, you know what? You know what? You right. I fucked up. My bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got some charisma. This is shit an air like me as an air sign. This is shit I say. Like, motherfucker, was you checking in at all that school? Oh shit, I'm busted. Y'all call me. Yeah, motherfucker, you better not be doing like that's some shit I say. You understand? These people just doing their fucking job. Say shit, you get pulled over by the police. When I get pulled over by the police, I don't make this shit real. And then like you got motherfuckers out here who make shit real, and it's like, yes sir, officer, and like you don't have the right to pull me over, and like they do stupid shit, like because like they got the right to fucking do. Yeah, you got the right to be a dick. You got the right to be an asshole. It's America, of course. Yeah, you got the right to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. Like I get pulled over, you know what the fuck I say? The first shit I say, I'm like, oh fuck, okay, what I do this time? Police officer be like, what? I'd be like, what I do this time? They be like, what do you mean this time? I'm like, well shit, y'all always come up with something to pull me over, so like I just be ready for it. You know, like it break through the bullshit quicker already. I literally then broke through the subconscious quick as fuck. It's like I'm all right. What the fuck I do this time? You call me. What I do this time? Like sometimes I tell them already. I be like, man, just lock me the fuck up. They be like, what? I'm like, you ain't gonna shoot me, are you? They be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like you would think water signs naturally have this shit. You know what I'm saying? But like it's crazy. Like they hear me say this shit like this or like this is why so many people come to my page and steal shit from my page. And then like I go and watch, so many videos that's coming out in these recent, in the past like 2-3 years, you know what I'm saying? And I be hearing motherfuckers say the exact shit that I be saying in my video. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking literally the exact shit, the exact way I say this shit. And you know what I'm saying? And like even saying shit like I even see man, I was working with this water sign motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, in Chicago and shit, saying shit we was trying to do music videos and shit, you know what I'm saying? Gave this motherfucker hella ideas, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers literally took all these ideas and ran and like did the shit by their motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just blatantly steal my motherfucking ideas type shit. They're like, oh man, fuck that dude. And I'd be like, Joe, you not even getting paid to do this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not making money from this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, I could legitimately show you a way to set this up like a business. Like, you could legitimately get paid. You can pay yourself to do this shit. Like, motherfuckers would rather make you feel like the bad. It's like, motherfucker, it's like, no, motherfucker, it's me against you type shit. Like, I'm going to take this shit. Like, man, you understand the concept of Orion. Poe break this shit on you a lot. He said, like, the concept of law of one. You know what I'm saying? Law of one, they got the Ra. Ra is, you got Ra and you got Orion. You know what I'm saying? And like in a nutshell, Orion is like Ra's little brother. You know what I'm saying? Where like the people asked Ra, they said, Ra, where did the pyramids come from? You know what I'm saying? And Ra was like, man, they disappeared. You know what I'm saying? He's like, basically, that's all you need to know. And it was like, well, did people put them together? Did they build them? He was like, motherfucker, they disappeared. He was like, well, why did they appear? He's like, because we wanted the people back then to know that there was something bigger than themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You gotta he was basically they was trying to say you had to understand the mind of the people back then. And it like basically fourth, fifth dimension this spoke to them fourth and like fifth dimension. It was something that was bigger than itself. But like you know what I'm saying, Orion, it was basically like Ra little brothers like, nah, that ain't enough. Like that's not gonna be enough to get the people to understand that there's a God and it's something bigger than themselves. Like you see what I'm saying? So what we need to do, we need to form like a big ass dude, the concept of a guy floating in the fucking sky who's watching you do everything good and everything wrong, and he's controlling you through this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, Orion was like in the Bible, what they call the Nephilim, or like the fallen angels and shit like that. These are people who like the angels that was literally coming down to earth and fucking, you know what I'm saying, the women and giving birth to like these giants and shit that like, so men can worship them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, this is the concept of Orion. So, like, you know what I'm saying? This is where a lot of the bullshit come from when you're dealing with religion and you're dealing with like people's intentions, like and how shit just get fucking distorted. How people's intentions get distorted. Because like it's just like what church is. And like church is supposed to be one thing, but how it turned into like a fashion show and just like a bunch of fake ass people sitting up in fucking church. Just make you not even want to go up in there because like you going in there to get the word, but then you be dealing with just like all these fake ass people like, hey, and like all these people acting all holier than thou. What's the word, man? What is that word? What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? There's a word, you know what I'm saying? I just had found. I'm gonna find it. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it up as I'm talking to y'all. But like, there's people with real morals and there's people with like fake morals. Like people who do shit to get a reaction. They not really that person. Like it's people who like hear me saying this shit and then they steal it. You know what I'm saying? To try to get reactions out of other people more so than like literally doing it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, water sign / Orion, you have to understand the concept, like, cause you get Orion water, you get Orion air, you get Orion fire, Orion earth. Like Orion in a water reading, this is all of this shit that you get. It's like uh, preachers and shit, or like not just preachers, but like people who come off super nice. Like you think this person's really nice until you talk to their boss or you talk to their spouse, and you be like, Joe, all that shit, or like saying shit Drake going through as a water sign, saying shit like Drake come off a certain way, but then Pusha T like motherfucker, all that shit is bullshit. You know, he come out blameless. Like he just put out a tweet today, same shit. Like, oh y'all don't know nothing about me. Black car, black tin. I forget he say some stupid, some water sign shit. Like, yo, y'all don't know nothing about me. It's like motherfucker, I know you hiding your motherfucking key. I know that like the truth is always the truth will never be the truth with a water sign. Like for me, I'm the type of person I need the truth to be the truth. When you dealing with water sign people, the truth ain't gonna never be the truth. It's gonna be like skewed truth. It's like they blameless. It's like, and mind you, like I said, they ain't gonna look at treat you like, okay, we on the same team, and I'm telling you this to help you. It's like, no, how dare you come at me? You ain't gonna, man. Where the fuck is this word? This is really about to piss me off. This is really about to piss me off. Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to find this word, and it's gonna really bother me. But I recently found this word, man, and it was, oh wow, that's really fun. Man, sanctimonious. There we go. Sanctimonious. That word. I'm glad I found it through it. You know what I'm saying? Look that word up. That's what you get a lot of time with water signs. Because like just what I was telling old girl, I was like, you mean to tell me that your boss gave you a slide, gave you a pass, and you didn't do nothing? You didn't get a card. You didn't get a thank you card. You didn't ask when her birthday is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is somebody who, you know what I'm saying, who into astrology and all this shit, but then like they don't even know, she don't even know the boss's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like saying shit like that Pisces female, you know what I'm saying? Like the social worker who got her that favor, she don't like same shit, she in astrology and all that shit. She probably won't even ask this shit when her birthday, and like she the one that did the solid for her. She ended up trying to sue her. You know what I'm saying? You see this all the time with people in water sign relationships, they end up killing their motherfucking spouse, and then the whole time they be like, well, they were fucked up, and like you end up feeling sorry for them. It's like, motherfucker, you killed them. Michael Peterson. Go look into him. This is a guy. They got a documentary coming out this month. It's called The Staircase. Another Scorpio guy who killed his you know, say he didn't, but he killed two of his spouse. Mind you, like they died the same way, and then like they both fell down the stairs. Did blood all over the stairs, blood everywhere, blood all on his pants, everything. And it's like, oh well, she fell down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, this same exact shit happened like fucking 8 to 10 years ago with a whole nother wife he had. Same shit. She fell down the stairs, blood everywhere, blood all on the fucking ceiling, blood everywhere. But he's talking about she fell down the stairs. You mean to tell me you got two different fucking women that you didn't had that died from falling down the stairs? You know, same shit. He plead guilty. He could have just like he had did time, and then he ended up pleading guilty and got out, because he ended up pleading guilty to manslaughter. You know what I'm saying? But like the lawyer got up there and pled guilty to manslaughter, and still made an attempt to say, well, I didn't do it. The only reason we pleading guilty to manslaughter is because he's getting old, and we just want to basically plead guilty so he can get out now. But he didn't do this. It was like, Joe, you didn't even have to say, like, you didn't have to have you could have just pled not guilty and shut the fuck up, and you still would have walked out anyway. But he still had to like rub it in these motherfuckers' face. Well, I didn't do it, and I'm innocent, and all these children. It's like, Joe, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. We know you did this shit. You know, why the same motherfuckers is like, man, look at Jodi Arias. Jodi Arias is a classic example. This chick switched her motherfucking testimony like fucking 4, 5, 6 times. You know what I'm saying? Why the signs ain't don't want to understand why you coming to, like, they will never look at it like, okay, well, this is my supervisor, this is my spouse, this is my, you know, whoever, like, you know what I'm saying, this is somebody close to me, this is my sibling, this is my brother, my sister, this is my mom, this is my dad. You know what I'm saying? We on the same team. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking up somewhere. It's like, water signs like, hell no. They like, man, how could I possibly be fucking up? Man, crazy shit, man. You know, I ain't gonna even say that shit. I ain't gonna even say that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, trust me, I got some dumbass Scorpio motherfuckers trying to get at me right now just for me even putting out video. Like, so like, if y'all knew half of the shit that I go through, like, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple Scorpio motherfuckers like trying to get at me in different ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just for me putting out this content. A water signs will say and do anything before they legitimately take in like information. That's why like my channel is so bipolar to that, because it's like on one hand you know that everything I'm saying is true. It's just like, man, fuck that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you going to you in the back of your mind, you know that like this shit is designed to help. It's just fucking difficult as fuck to listen to and hear, because it's like you get that shadow walker energy that kick in, that it's like you curious to know. But it's like this is literally the reason why my videos and why I hate videos get more hits than anything, because they say why I hate basically your sign. Is that like you're curious to click on it and listen, but at the same time, like you don't want to learn from it. Like you just want to hear a motherfucker talk shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it be your the emotion story, and like when you Aquarius, you that disconnected from your emotions. It's kind of like the Matrix. It's like, okay, I'm gonna plug into the Matrix. You know, I can literally sit inside my body like the Matrix, and like make a decision when I'm going to like, okay, sit up and plug myself into this Matrix. Like water sign motherfuckers, they be in the Matrix, and they're like, even sometimes I say this shit, like when I sit down on my bed and I be laying there just resting, I lay down, or I lay back in my bed, I just be laying there thinking about a whole, like, man, what I got to do today, and my thoughts be running through my brain. You know, a lot of them thoughts, one of them thoughts is gonna physically move me. Then they're like, I'm like, man, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta, fuck, I forgot, I gotta do this, fuck, I gotta, and then like someone would think of something I forgot about, and be like, shit, I gotta get up right now and do that. Like I may have went through like 10, maybe 15 thoughts that crossed my mind, but like, trust me, like one of them thoughts is gonna physically meet me up and move me. You know, but one of those water signs, it's like all of the thoughts is moving them at the same time type shit. It'd be like, yo, the shit too bipolar. It's like there's no distinguished thought. There's no separation of the thoughts. There's no. It's like literally alphabet soup. You know, you got a bunch of alphabet soup, and like I say, taking each letter out versus putting every letter back in. Like the water sign motherfuckers is putting the letters in. Like you motherfuckers taking it out. I'm like putting A, B, C, D, E, F. Water sign motherfuckers like, man, that shit take too long. Put this shit all back in it. I know I can do that just by thinking about it. Like what? Like, motherfucker, why the fuck do we need to literally take out every letter when we can just imagine? I know the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Why the fuck do we need to take out every letter? Because that's our fucking job. That's the fuck we need to do. Well, water is more powerful than that, and when water can envision all the signs at the same time, and we don't need. It's like, Joe, the shit too. It's too bipolar. It's too right brain. Water sign motherfuckers too right brain, and then like you dealing with left brain shit. A motherfucker come at you, hey man, this is where you fucked up at. Nope. They could come at you saying, you get all that shit. It's like, Joe, it's too right brain. They in a whole nother world. These motherfuckers in a whole nother dimension. It's crazy how we all living in one world, but stacked in multiple dimensions, and like how you're saying certain people be on lower densities and lower levels, and like certain other people on higher levels and higher densities, and you thinking that you can communicate to somebody in one density, and you come to find out like, man, this motherfucker in a whole nother density, this person in a whole nother dimension. You know what I'm saying? Water sign motherfuckers, they dimension ain't in the. It's like, y'all hear me? You can play all of this shit to a fucking water sign, and like I said, and they still don't hear the shit. And they're like, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. Ask yourself when you're dealing with a water sign. Always remember these questions. Ask or things to say. One, am I your enemy? Always say this shit. Two, am I against you? You're saying you have to remember shit. Three, um, um, uh, what did I do wrong? A lot of times you, okay, tell me exactly what I did wrong. Because like they'll tell you shit, they be like, well, especially when they get to making the same mistakes over and over again. And you ask them like, okay, there's another thing you ask. Okay, tell me how I'm supposed to respond to this. Like, especially if it be some blatant. Like a lot of times you would like a lot of times you all you do is sit back and wait for a water sign and do some stupid shit, and you just sit look right at them like, okay, here we are again, going through the same pattern. Tell me how I'm supposed to respond to this. Like this when they just realize that they just want to get the fuck away from you, and they're like, you ain't even got to do shit wrong. And you ask them, okay, tell me what I did wrong. You ain't even did shit wrong. Like they just be blatantly fucking up, and they be like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I just want to move away and fly away and get the fuck out of here. It'd be like, Joe, right? That type of shit. Because the whole time before, by the time you get to that point before they finally admit that it's them and they want to run away and go run off and leave and do all that other shit, by the time you get, they're gonna have you feeling like you a narcissist, have you feeling like you don't give a fuck about their feelings. They're gonna feel like you emotionally bullying them, like all that shit, until you finally just give up and totally defeat and just stand and just look at them and don't say shit and just wait for them to make an ass of themselves and you just sitting there looking at them. And then they're gonna be like, shit, right? And then like then that's when you start to see that retarded shit. Like that's that retarded shit kicking. Like they say some stupid shit like, well, if God wanted us to fucking be like this, they be like, ultimately it's going to lead down to no accountability. Like I said, go to look at Roseanne, look at Drake. There is no accountability. There's no acknowledging. Like I said, there's no acknowledging what the fuck they did wrong. You know what I'm saying? This shit plays out in the third dimension, fucking retarded, man. Like I said, it's like you got to imagine yourself talking to a minion. You know, but like this is my little rant for today. You know what I'm saying? Um, make sure you use these words when you're dealing with water signs. A lot. That's really what I wanted you to get from this video more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Always find yourself reminding them, I'm not the enemy. How am I? Why am I the enemy? What did I do wrong here? You know what I'm saying? Tell me how I'm supposed to respond to this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you just learn to smile and just it's fucked up. You kind of like pat him on the head and treat him like I said, like a dwarf, minion slash what they call them in Wizard of Oz, like the Munchkin people. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't mean no harm. I didn't mean like that's another thing too. I'm gonna cut this off pretty soon. But like, you find yourself water signs saying shit all the time. Well, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't even say it like that. It wasn't even like that because like they 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 live in two dimensions, especially Cancers. Like you know what I'm saying? Because they cardinals, so they you get that and Pisces too. No, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't even say it like that. Like you don't really get that as much with Scorpio, but like with Pisces and Cancer, you get that. Well, I didn't even mean it like that. I didn't say it like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even mean it like that. And it was like, Joe, you want to say shit. It wasn't even like that. I swear to God, like it take a while before you start to hear these patterns, man. Like you know what I'm saying? And like you gonna find yourself hollering and screaming, thinking it's gonna work. And like, Joe, that shit ain't gonna work, Joe. This shit ain't gonna work. Even if you take everything I'm saying and you point all this shit out, all that's gonna even you 100% right. All it's gonna do is make them leave and get the fuck. They want to get the fuck away from you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like him. I don't like him. Why? What the fuck did he do wrong? Well, he just out to get me. Type shit like that's how it's like, motherfucker. It's your fucking mom. How the fuck is your mom out to get you? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they trying to tell me how to run my life, and this is the shit you hear with water signs. Like, mother, but your fucking house is cluttered full of shit, and you broke, and you ain't got no job, and you on fucking Section 8, motherfucker. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, so what? That's my choice. Those are my decisions. This is their logic. Like, this is literally water sign logic. So, my videos is try to give clarity to the people who, like I said, a lot of times don't have no voice for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can have all this information, show it to them, live it, and like even repeat it back to them verbatim. It's not going to help. You know what I'm saying? Best shit you could do is be concrete in your ways. You know what I'm saying? That's why I trade stocks. That's why I make this channel. I'm not talking to you per se. I always say in a lot of my videos, I'm sitting there talking to a fucking computer screen. I journal. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, study real estate. I fucking, you know what I'm saying? Um, um, you cannot depend on a water sign. Let me say it again. You cannot depend. It's like depending on your child to wake you up. It's like you telling your fucking 10-year-old child, man, hey, okay, make sure you wake me up in the morning. It's like, Joe, this motherfucker's 10. This motherfucker's 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? You do not depend on your children the way you depend on yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, do not depend on a water sign. Like, Lord, this is not a good fucking look, like, at all. Like, even if you are fucking married. Like, you know what I'm saying? Keep this shit, like, in a dating realm. Keep it like, we're a couple, but I only depend on this motherfucker to date, have a good time, and, like, that's literally it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's literally it. You try to depend on them, with, like, you know what I'm saying, with, um, uh, some shit that's gonna require you to follow up later on when they can drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna require you to follow up later and point out the fact they dropped the ball. Like, man, do not set yourself up for this shit. And like you gonna resent them at first. You know what I'm saying? But like after a while, you got to start approaching with a level of understanding. Like you just gotta start to understand, like, Joe, these motherfuckers is not built that way. Like they are good in this universe. Stay in that fucking universe. What they gonna try to do on some shadow walking shit, just as soon as they realize that you're not doing that shit, they gonna try to prove you wrong just to on some water shit. Like, this is the fuck they do. It's like, man, like, Joe, stay in your fucking lane. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you were the water sign, man, pay your own fucking bills. You know what I'm saying? Get your own motherfucking car, have your own motherfucking places you stay. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you're already married, like, find a place where it's just your place where you can go and be in that place, and like and let them know, like, look, this is my place, this is where the fuck I go, this, and like they gonna try to buy, they gonna test that shit, they gonna feel like it's wrong for you even having that shit in the fucking first place, like, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna have to be patient with that shit and let that shit expose itself. And a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times water signs, all you do is just sit back and let the motherfuckers explode. Don't try not. It's like fucking almost impossible to respond to shit. But like, try not to respond to that shit. Don't respond to that shit. Fire signs, a lot of you deal with a lot of the same shit with fire signs, man. Believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? They give you same shit too, and it's like you have to not respond to the shit. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the hardest shit. And then like you have to realize a lot of time in the Matrix shit plays itself out anyway. And then like the water washing up on the beach, it's gonna wash away whatever the fuck the shit is. Like a lot of times that's how situations is. It's like you can't respond to this shit. Sometimes you gotta just see the shit. It's just water flushing up on the beach and moving back. And it's like flushing up and moving back. And it's like you just happen to be there to observe the shit moving back and forth on the rocks. But like a lot of times when you see water signs going, they rants and hollering and screaming and doing all this life is unfair, you're unfair, and all that shit. A lot, it's just like you just happen to be the motherfucker there. Cause like even if you weren't there, it would be totally. They would be doing the same exact shit with somebody else. You just happen to be the person that's right there going through it now. It's not you. There's no point in you fucking responding. This is like literally, this is so difficult to understand. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to give y'all real advice, man, when you fuck with my page, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I try not to just be up here ranting and like you gonna get some, you gonna walk away with every video of mine at least some type of virtue, something. You know what I'm saying? I try hard as fuck to like to get motherfuckers to understand because it's a really this is why they make Christianity. This is why they made like Christianity is the way it is. It's about forgiving your motherfucking enemies and shit like that. Like literally being like playing the fool. Everybody plays the fool. A lot of times in Christianity, it's like it's literally it's like playing the fool. A lot of times in being in a relationship with a water sign, sometimes fire sign too. It's like playing the fucking fool. It's like what they call nurturing. It's what like an air sign or earth sign typically called playing the fool. It's like you gotta go into this knowing that like no matter how many times you say this shit, no matter how many times you go through this shit, you're gonna get the same result every motherfucking time. No matter how many times they say they're gonna change, no matter how many times they tell you they're gonna change, they not gonna fucking change. You're gonna get the same shit every fucking time. And it takes a very long time. It takes a lot of patience before you get to that point where like you no longer even looking for the change. Like I say, it's like there's no need. What I say, no need for explanations of the change of you. I'm sorry if I scare you, but I'm in the game longer. That's one of my songs. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you don't even need to explain to me that you gonna change. You know, well, like I get to a point now where water signs like I'll be like, Joe, you can. It's cool. I'm gonna think what the fuck I want to think, regardless. Like that's what they really want. Like they want you to not. They don't want to be seen like that. But it's like man, it's cool. No matter what the fuck you say, I'm gonna see you like that. I still love you. And then that's what's gonna make them want to get the fuck away from you. And they're like, you ain't even did shit wrong. That be the craziest part of the whole shit. That's why I say like, if a water sign do some bogus shit to you, man, just sit the fuck back. Don't do shit. You ain't gotta do shit. Just let time play itself out. They gonna be fucked up. The odds is against them. The odds is stacked against water signs. Like a lot of times. Especially the ones who run around doing bogus shit, who playing motherfuckers on that psychopath. Like they look, like I said, man, like look at Drake. If a water sign did some bogus shit to you, or like you be trying to help them out and they ain't listening, man, fall back. Let time play itself out. Stay on your square. I cannot express this enough. Don't even be mad. Like, go back and watch my first video when you first came to my page a couple years ago when I did Why I Hate Pisces video. You gonna see all. You gonna see the difference between that energy then and this energy I'm in now. And then like me journaling, making all of these videos. You gotta imagine me knowing, like I said, having the same water sign people in my family, telling them this shit, giving them this information, knowing like they don't listen to none of this shit, they don't follow none of this shit. Me having all this information, all these people's comments, collecting all of this data, all this information, and me knowing that like it ain't a goddamn thing changed in none of the water signs that I fucking know. They don't even know how many dimensions that like every one of these videos I put out is like a different dimension. It's like literally time shifting my reality. It's like literally like the grooves of my reality formating them and then like seeing and just giving my report. Like one of my friends said, he was like, man, a lot of my friends don't know that they fucking case studies. And that like I'm just journaling this shit. They have no fucking idea. So why the fuck do I'm not going to even, I get to a point now I don't even respond to them. I just be paying attention to the fucking detail. That's why my content sounds the way it sounds. People are like, yo, how the fuck does he know all this shit? Because like, I don't respond to that shit no more. I be like, okay, why the fuck am I going to take this person out their reality? Like Poe say, don't tip their scales. Like they say when you die, it's the 42 laws of Mott. They weigh the scales, you know. And a lot of me with my Cassandra complex, a lot of times I be trying to tip other people's scales. Like I be trying to remove negativity out of their motherfucking life. With Pope, like, man, don't tip motherfucking scales. Like, them they scales. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't force a motherfucker into another dimension. All you can do is change your own dimension. So I, you know, make my own content. I make my own diary. I make my own journaling and shit like that. And I start to see the patterns and I report the patterns and, you know, they're saying it's like a water sign motherfucker, you get what we call false history. It's like, well, no, them patterns didn't happen. It's like, motherfucker, I got tapes of shit. What the fuck is you talking about? That shit ain't going nowhere. Like, they'll sit there and talk to me until they blue in the face, and it's like, Joe, like, nah, man, like, and you know, I intimidate water sign people because, like, you know, like they be listening to what I'm saying intrinsically. When they don't know, it's like Joe, they be like, how the fuck do you know all this information? Like, how the fuck did you know that I didn't go back and say thank you, you know, to that person that helped me out? How did you know that? Like, yeah, oh yeah, they said thank you, but like, did you get him a car? Did you, you know, buy him a pizza? Did you buy him a cake? Did you say you didn't get stuff for their birthday? Like, no. But then like the same chick was telling me before, I was telling you about the teacher shit. She'll buy a birthday cake for the motherfucking like the security guard or the janitor or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And you're like, what? Wait, hold on, what? I said, wait a minute, you did what? You made a cake for the fucking security guard, but you didn't buy a card or nothing for your motherfucking supervisor who let you off for clocking in a whole nother motherfucking school. This type shit. You know what I'm saying? It be the same shit like I say when I'm dealing with motherfuckers. When I'm dealing with water signs who come to me, I mean, with share the information, share the information, all this, and then like fucking 9, 10 months from now, like these motherfuckers being took all of the shit and fucking stole all the goddamn information and put it on their page. I'm putting it out like it's them. You know what I'm saying? And whole time they'll make me feel like I'm bogus because I be like, man, hell no, you can't come up in here no more. I don't fuck with y'all. Nah, because I already know what y'all motherfuckers is on. You know what I'm saying? But they'll try to make me seem like I'm the narcissist. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I didn't tested this theory out. I didn't went through this chamber through so many times with so many water signs. And like I've literally like these motherfuckers be case studies. And they're like, I'll literally wait for the fuck up respond and like totally respond in the exact water way that the motherfucking woman motherfuckers, oh well, it ain't a big deal, oh, let's clean, like, you know what I'm saying, and watch these motherfuckers keep making the same fucking mistakes over and over again. You know what I'm saying, to the point where like they just get the fuck away from me. And they be like, they're like, yeah, I know, I'm supposed to be following them, I know I'm supposed to be doing. Their whole life be just falling apart. Like, you know what I'm saying, they'll see it, it'll be right in front of them. I'll just be like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, you know, hang in there, everything will be good. Like, I'll be the same motherfucker who be then like put money in these motherfuckers' pockets and like show them ways to go online and make money and like show them ways to get out of their predicaments, give them new ideas about shit. And like, you know what I'm saying, they'll take this shit and it'll fucking work 100%. Damn near exactly how the fuck I told them it'll work. You think these motherfuckers will come back and do a fucking thank you video or send motherfuckers to the site or like any, like motherfuckers don't do shit. They won't send me a gift, a thank you card. They won't even shout me out on my motherfucking birthday type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll get nothing in return. This happens with like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of water signs. Like, water signs come to me on my fucking page all the time and they'll say shit like, man, who the fuck hurt you and what type of water signs have you been hanging out with? It's like, Joe, all of you motherfuckers, like, what, all of y'all motherfuckers, I ain't never got a birthday, like, I don't think I ever got a birthday gift from like a water sign motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Ever. I don't think. Ever. Ever. Like any of the friends, like any, you don't tell, you know, like my friends and stuff, people I meet online and shit, like I've never. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't remember shit that you do for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I think maybe like one or two, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And then, but even then, it still be, what's that word I was saying? Like, it be, uh, what's that word, man? What's the word I just said? You know what I'm saying? That shit. I wish I need. That's why I'm saying that word in this motherfucker. Sanctimonious. That's why I keep saying that in this video because I want. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a word like sanctimonious. It's not a word that you hear thrown around a lot, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you're dealing with water signs, you have to have your vocabulary down pat because like these are words that like to explain what the fuck they like. Even when you looked up the definition of sanctimonious, you're like, wow, sanctimonious, that's a nice word. You're like, what the fuck does that mean? It still don't mean shit when you go look it up. It's some water shit. Making a hypocritical show of religious devotion, piety, righteousness, etc. Obsolete, holy, sacred. So like, it's like, what the fuck did I just say? It's a hypocritical show of religious devotion, piety, righteousness. It's water shit. That's what the fuck you hear on this channel all the time. Sanctimonious. It's like, what the fuck word is that? You know what I'm saying? But even when you hear it, it's still not giving you a concrete definition of what the fuck you dealing with. It's still abstract. You know, and because you're dealing with abstract shit when you're dealing with water sign people, like, you know what I'm saying. So even when you do have a vocabulary, it still ain't gonna take you. It still ain't gonna take them to the thought. You got a whole fucking video series. Water signs are blameless. When I call a water sign motherfucker blameless to their face, it fuck them up. It kind of make them sit back for a minute, and sit down, like, wow, I never had nobody call me blameless. But yeah, at the same time, they brain be trying to wrap their mind. They're like, how the fuck do you even come up with that word? Like, you just come up and call them motherfucker sanctimonious. They be like, sanctimonious? What the fuck? Like, they'll go Google it, look it up, and they'll see that shit. They'll be like, damn, I ain't sanctimonious. And they like, and then they'll just keep it moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that word is going to change. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck they is? It's what the fuck they is. They just gonna be mad at you that you know that word. Like, that's how that shit boils down. It ain't. You know what I'm saying? So you know, charming is another key word when you're doing water signs. Make sure you throw that word around. Charming. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll try to charm you. And like, I've seen like bougie ass white women say that shit to niggas and shit who be trying to hit them and shit. They're like, charming. And keep moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you'll get caught up in the charm. You'll give in to the astonishment of their charm. You see what I'm saying? But when you can identify it and label it as charm, you see what I'm saying? And know that they trying to be slick and they trying to manipulate you with some charm and shit. You can see it as charming. Like I said, like mind you, like if you really want to water sign, like don't think that this is you're going to win a game with water sign. It's just like all it's gonna do is make them want to get the fuck away from you. So only do this type of shit. Like I say, if you really are just kind of curious to, if you're interested in doing case studies with water signs, because like there is no logic. You're not going to come to a logical conclusion. You're gonna just come to yourself making rants like this and documenting this shit. Like you so saying that's literally like the equal sign to this whole shit. There's no fixing this shit. So approach with caution. Be cautious. Like you like PD Crack say. Uh think of OJ, think of Jody Arias, think of fucking Michael Peterson, think of fucking, like I said, Betty Broderick, think of, these water sign people. Oh, man, what's this dude named Glenn Rogers? Glenn Rogers is born July 15th. Another water sign. A lot of people think he was the one that killed, he's Charlie. And then, like if you watch, OJ has a fucking confession out where he has this guy, he said was named Charlie. You're saying, well, there's a lot of people who connected. It's got Glenn Rogers as Charlie, who's another cancer, which was July 15th was the serial killer. And then like a lot of people say like OJ was not a killer up to that night. And then like he basically hired this guy Glenn Rogers, who Glenn Rogers basically confirmed the same shit, said that he was hired by OJ to kill Nicole Simpson over some earrings. And then like she had some earrings and they hired him to go back in and break in and get him out, which sounds familiar of the same shit when OJ got locked up the second time, with him breaking in somewhere and stealing some shit that was supposed to be his. So like all of this shit, there's patterns here. So like it sounds like it's highly likely. But like, these are two cancers, and they're like, he's born on the 15th. Like I told y'all, anybody born on the 15th is the devil. You know what I'm saying? So this guy's born July 15th. Glenn Rogers. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. I believe that him and Glenn Rogers went and did it. And they're like, OJ ain't gonna slit his wife's throat like that and like stab that guy all them times like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I believe that he was just saying that shit to the guy. They're like, man, if you gotta kill it, then kill it. And like OJ, he kind of thought he was gonna get away, but he didn't really realize that he was talking to the fucking devil, and what he said really was gonna play out because dude wanted to do the shit anyway. And I don't think OJ really realized the magnitude of what he was telling that guy. That's why I really think that when he got off, it was irony in there, and then like he did it, but he didn't do it. Like you know what I'm saying? That's why you get that water shit, you get that cardinal shit, and then like he did it, but then he didn't, and then like he basically hired this guy to do it. That guy didn't get caught, but OJ did. But OJ got off. You see what I'm saying? This is literally the cancerverse type shit. Like, you know, and mind you, this is all in theory, but you know, you look this stuff up, you see what I'm saying? But you getting that blame, it's all ties into this blameless shit. It's like if I can sit here and jump between the lines of reason and raise the probability that I didn't do it, and I can play both sides of the logic and the emotion, and like then how you stuck there literally. Like you're not going to, like I said, go watch the Jodi Arias testimony. If you really want a concrete version, the way she deal with the prosecution, the way that the prosecutor had to handle Jodi Arias, you really get solid um, reference points for this shit. And then like, you know, they not that you gonna end up feeling like the enemy, even though they'll sit and tell you you're not the enemy. They in their mind you the motherfucking enemy. So like, know that shit. Make sure you got your word game down pat when you dealing with these motherfuckers. And like I said, don't expect a reaction. Don't expect um to get somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Do it as a case study more than anything. You see what I'm saying? And like and just keep reporting the results, and you're gonna see what I'm saying. So like you know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And like my friend of my Poe said, he said, man, when you're dealing with water signs, he said, look at them motherfuckers like crackhead. He said, and everything gonna line up. Like, would you give your crackhead motherfucker your keys? Would you give them motherfuckers your motherfucking you know what I'm saying, the keys to your house? Would you give them that much power in your life? He's like, no, well, do the same shit with water signs and everything gonna make sense. So like I said, even when you take the same information, approach it like you approaching a motherfucking crackhead, basically. And then like don't like you gotta kinda laugh at it more so than like um than trying to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, as you know, astrologers and spiritual people, we be trying to fix the shit, and it's like, no, ain't no fixing this shit, motherfucker. This is what the fuck it is. You better just, you know what I'm saying, learn to document it and pass the information on to the next motherfucker, like you know what I'm saying, because they gonna need it. So yeah, that's my rant. Why the Signs Blameless Part 3. Make sure you like, subscribe to my channel, and leave some stupid ass comments down so I can laugh my ass off. Appreciate it.